Average at Best Cornhole here. Now, even though both of these series have Serpent in their name, the fast side material and the company name on the bag is probably about the only other things that they share in common. I have the original Serpent here, which is a larger, floppier, faster bag that is a whole magnet, and the newer released ApexSerpent, which is a hybrid material bag. It's a little bit smaller, more compact, and more versatile than the original Serpent is. So like I just stated, they do share the same fast side, and that's a smooth side of Rave, or it's more commonly known as the Viper Pro Sniper fast side, like probably the most common 9-speed fast side in the game. Slow sides are what's different. The regular Serpent here, it is a linen bag, and it does have the same slow side that you'd find on the Titan Devastator. It's a little bit faster than some of the common slow side materials. The ApexSerpent, it's a hybrid carpet bag. This is Kadid. So this is the hybrid carpet that you would also find on the Brotherhood Guardian or the BG Kingslayer. Seva Cornhole has some ratings for speed, and for the original Serpent here, they have a 6.5 on the slow and an 8.5 on the fast. In normal conditions, totally agree with that 6.5. It's right around a 6.5 for this slow side. It will be very much affected by humidity or moisture on the boards. They have the ApexSerpent listed at a 5 on the slow side and an 8.5 on the fast side. The only thing is the 8.5 on the fast side. I mean, this material is pretty common to be called like a 9, maybe even a 9.5 sometimes. So like I teased earlier, these templates are completely different. The original Serpent, I mean, it's bordering a large template after the material stretch. It is a little bit on the thinner side. I would not say it's too thin. There is still some girth to the bag. ApexSerpent, on the other hand, I mean, it's a smaller template. I'm not going to say it's a small template because to me, small means, you know, right on the minimum that the ACL allows, but it's definitely a medium to small template, you know, after the fabric stretched a little bit. And this template size, I mean, this is getting way more and more common to cornhole bags. It just seems like every company is trying to gravitate towards this template, which in my mind is a little bit less than a medium. Fill and flop, it's another difference between these bags. The Serpent here, it has a mixed fill. If you fill the bag, you can fill a lot of rounds in here. And I don't want to talk about whole body mist too much right now, but dang, these things really do find the hole with that material and the fill that's in them. They are floppy. I don't want to say they're overly floppy, but if flop had a scale, these would definitely be below the middle as far as flop. ApexSerpent, on the other hand, they're not as floppy. I mean, all bags are floppy, but these ones do kind of hold their shape pretty good. And as far as the fill on them, I mean, it's primarily all flat fill. So it's going to be a very forgiving bag, especially paired with that hybrid material. As you can probably guess, since these bags are a little bit different from each other, they're going to play a lot different from each other too, which I'm going to get in a lot more details of that in the slide up. So please stick around and you're going to get my thoughts and opinions on these two series. The highlight of the Serpent, I mean, it's its whole bodiness. You have a faster bag with that mixed fill and it's looser and the template is a little bit larger. Like legitimately, it is a whole magnet. There's enough flop and enough looseness there that you're going to catch the hole when you sometimes don't expect to. So if you're off your target a little bit, this bag is going to make up for that. And it has the speed to grab and swing around and fall. Unfortunately, the low light of it is, since this template is different, people aren't going to be used to it. Like, it would have to be like your primary bag to really enjoy the template. I liked it. I liked it because it was different. And I think that faster bag like this should have a template like that because you're just going to be running holes with it anyway. So why would you not want something that's going to, make up for your errant shots a little bit? I got to say the highlight of the ApexSerpent is that it's forgiving, but yet it's capable. And I think Seva Cornhole went with that when they made this bag because since it is a smaller template and it is a little bit more compact and full, it's still forgiving because of the flat fill and the hybrid material, but it's also capable of making some shots, cuts and rolls. And you get that when you get a fuller bag. I think that was their intent with that bag, and they nailed it because it is very, versatile as far as a mixed balance of forgiving and capable. And I think that would makes it a great option for like a blind draw or a switch or something where you don't know what partner you're going to get or how capable your partner is. Unfortunately, the low light of it is that since it is a little more balanced, it's going to lose some things. And I think it lost its whole bodiness. These just don't have the drippiness in them that you would commonly see with a hybrid material bag because of that flat fill and because it is, you know, a little more compact. Both series are pretty forgiving, but they get their forgiveness from different things. I think that the ApexSerpent here, you know, with that flat fill, with that hybrid material, it has forgiveness because of those two things. The Serpent, on the other hand, it has its forgiveness because of that larger template and because of the looseness. And when I talk about forgiveness, I'm not always talking about like forgiveness for kick. Because of that larger template and that looseness, you also have forgiveness as far as your shot not being on, that it could catch the hole. Whole bodiness really is the Serpent strong suit. You got that larger template, you got the looseness of it, but the mixed fill in there, I mean, there is some chunky beads in here. Like these do not want to settle when they get near the hole. Plus it's fast enough that you're going to get all kinds of drip, whether it's going around and falling in the back or even one that kind of comes to a stop, but those pellets keep moving and you get the drip in the front of the hole. Unfortunately for the ApexSerpent, I said that, you know, whole bodiness isn't its strong suit, and I'm not saying that these don't go in the hole. Like clearly they go in the hole, but when you add something that has a little bit more forgiveness and that fuller feeling with that flat fill, it's not going to seem to drip as much as you think it should. You're still going to be able to get them in the hole, no doubt. You're still going to see some drip with them. It's just that sometimes you expect a little bit more from it. It's just not there with that series. Since the Serpent is a faster bag, I don't know how many blocks you're intentionally laying with it, but I did notice that unless you were trying to collect straight on with this bag, it wasn't that great at it. Like you're not pulling any bags off to the side. For one, it's too fast, so you don't get a ton of cut action. But also a faster bag is going to go by your bag a little bit faster, you know, and I think in my mind that prevents it from grabbing a little bit more. But if you do have some front hangers or you have something right in front of the hole, or even if you can bunch a couple of these up in front of the hole, you're going to be able to clean that up with ease with them. ApexSerpent, on the other hand, they collected extremely well. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. A fuller bag with flat fill, in my mind, collects the best. And there is enough action in this bag that if you're going to lay, you know, like a cut collect type shot, it's possible with it. They don't move like extremely well, but they do move well enough, especially, you know, if you have a couple bags that you're going to nudge that one over a couple times and get it back into your lane. The Serpent, I mean, it's an offensive bag all the way. I think you're running holes with this, no doubt. Running holes, beating blockers with it. You can use the ability of it bunching to squeeze into some things, and since it is faster, you know, I got this picture in my head with a couple bags on the board. You know, play pinball, just aim right off the, you know, at them so you can kind of bounce a little bit with that mixed fill in there and get to the hole. And that's another thing too, with that looseness, sometimes like a bully bag or a get it around bag works really well for these. Maybe even, you know, better as a bully bag. Like if you aim right at your bag, it's good enough that it's going to bunch up, you know, move the other bag out of the way a little bit, but it's not going to keep on going. It's going to kind of deflect itself and flatten back out and still head towards the hole if you're aiming at that. ApexSerpent, on the other hand, it's more of a versatile bag. I think that it's going to be better at running holes, probably just because of the forgiveness and the little extra speed you get as a hybrid material, but there's no doubt you can lay blockers with it. You can clean your blockers up. So I don't think it's something where you're going to initiate like a dirty board where you're going to lay your blocker and you're going to try to roll over it 3 times in a row, or, you know, put your blocker like real close to the hole so you can do some hard cuts. But lay your blocker. Hopefully it messes up your opponent. Make them try to clean your block up. If they don't, then you come and clean it up the next time. You can find these bags at sevacornhole.com. They also have a Facebook page, which is at Seva Cornhole. Now that we're in the 2026 season, designs and availability, Seva actually does have a lot of different designs on their website, a lot of different colorway options also, and both these series, they're on the website. And they seem to be available. I don't see no out of stock or sold outs for any of the series. They retail on the website for $100. There is discount codes available, and Seva Cornhole does have reps. I personally, I may have preferred the regular Serpent over the Apex Serpent when I was throwing these bags, but I think that's just because it was different. It was different for me. It's different than what I'm used to throwing nowadays, because it seems like when I do these review videos, there's just a lot of the same hybrid carpet bags that have, you know, the same template to them, which is kind of like what the Apex Serpent is. I mean, it's a great bag. It's a versatile bag. It's going to be 100% better if you're going to blind draws and you bring this bag. You have a way better chance of getting your opponent to throw this bag, not your opponent, your partner to throw this bag, than you would have them throw the regular Serpent. But I do really believe that if this was your primary bag, if you were used to that template and that looseness, you'd be able to do some things with it and really put up a lot of points. And I just want to end this with, if you're going to be average at something, be average at cornhole.